here's Joe Biden at a campaign event inside of a church yesterday.
Without the truth, there's no light. Without light, there's no path from this darkness.
If you really care about the lives lost here, then you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, two issues with all this. First, notice all the pro-Hamas supporters there chanting for Joe Biden to strong-arm Israel to stop attacking the terrorists and their supporters over there. Secondly, did you notice at the end that the majority gathered inside of a church started chanting 4 more years, 4 more years? According to that little thing we call the law, on the IRS website no less, there's a ban on political campaign activity by charities and churches. It was created by Congress more than a half century ago, yet there's Joe Biden doing what Democrats have been doing for decades, politicking inside of churches. When conservatives show up in churches or conservative values are preached from the pulpit, well, Democrats lose their ever-loving minds, threatening the tax-exempt status for churches that commit the sin of saying the GOP aligns with their God-centered Christian values. But Joe Biden, leader of the lawless leftist party, he and other Democrats can hold full-on political rallies inside of a church. No Republican pipes up to hold him accountable. No threats of removing tax-exempt status from a corrupt IRS, a fully funded corrupt IRS. By the left-wing standards, their fellow Marxists committed an insurrection in California. Did you hear about it? Bunch of Jew haters descended on the California state capitol recently. Left-wing insurrectionists occupied the state assembly, causing disruption during the legislative session there. But unlike the January 6th rioters in Washington, these individuals faced no arrests despite their actions. Why? Because these rioters have political alignment with the Democrat Party. This isn't unlike another riot last year, when left-wing Democrats led by Rashida M.F. Tlaib stormed the U.S. Capitol, illegally taking over sections of the building in support of the Palestinians' terrorist-controlled government, Hamas. Did these Democrats have their due process rights violated? Did these Biden voters get thrown into solitary confinement? Did these leftists get equal treatment under the law as compared to the exact kind of riot undertaken on January 6th? No. The FBI and national law enforcement have made no press conferences detailing how they are doggedly pursuing those left-wingers who undertook the riot. Nor have they pursued those who may have planned the riot, in stark contrast to how our unfair, unjust, and unworthy government has treated those with the slimmest of association with that small band of lawbreakers on January 6th. Has the GOP insisted on equal treatment? No, not in any meaningful way. The J6 political prisoners continue to endure punishment that does not fit their crime, while Democrats suffer no punishment befitting their actual crimes. In fact, the response from the McConnell Senate and the McCarthy and Johnson House has been to fully fund the unfair application of the law against the Republicans' own voters. Democrats will continue to abuse and ignore the law so long as they pay no cost for their lawbreaking. Every time Joe Biden gets away with politicking in a church, stealing classified documents, or ushering in the greatest national security threat our nation has been faced with in recent memory, every time a person escapes accountability because law enforcement puts their love of left-wing extremism above the law, every time the good men and women in the GOP and our government sacrifice us to the lawless left, resentment builds. The realization of futility sets in, and the divisions between our people grow deeper and irreparable. There are some stupid people out there who claim that the two-tier justice system, well, it's just no big deal. History shows that it only leads to chaos, violence, and war. It's something the GOP should consider when they contemplate letting the Democrats get away with their lawless behavior.